the federal government, wants a new voice to Parliament embedded into our Constitution so that the Aboriginal industry can tell us what the rules are. Now, there's another very good quote in your book which says, quote, "Giving a greater voice to a minority which is not ever likely to recommend anything other than more power and money to itself is a bad idea," unquote. So the voice will only make a bad situation worse. Is that right, Gary?
Oh, absolutely. If you give a dependent person, let's say, a second vote, a second voice, they will vote for more dependents. They will say, just give me more money and go away. And that's really the constant dialogue that's happening in remote and regional Australia today, which is just give me money. And we know that when we give someone money without a pathway out of the horrible world in which they live, it will simply intensify their needs. They'll be worse off. There'll be more grog, alcohol, drugs, etc., etc. Now, why the hell we keep doing this, I don't know. And except to say that it must be in the interests of someone to keep doing this. Someone sitting at the top, who's the top average, and he says, I know the solution. And they sit on lots of boards and lots of committees and make pretty good money, and they are listened to, and they always give the wrong answer because they don't do one thing. Look in the mirror and say, what was your pathway? How did you make it into the modern society? It's self-reflection that Aboriginal leaders need.
Well, just before you go, Gary, because we've run out of time, but let's just talk about where this message really does come from. I mean, it certainly does come from inside the Aboriginal industry, but it's also coming from the Labor Party, which is the party you served under great Prime Ministers, Hawke and Keating. How did those governments differ from the Labor governments led by Rudd Gillard and now Anthony Albanese?
Oh, well, they're far more professional, I think, and somewhat less ideological. But I must say on Aboriginal issues, they weren't much better. They were driven by the heart and not by the head. They didn't take into account the actual lived experience. The dominant relationship between black and white in Australia has been one of integration. Intermarriage happened from almost the beginning. So you can't pass a rule to stop people from, loving each other. So most Aborigines have married into our society, if you like, and I'm not suggesting that's the only path at all, but I'm saying the real theme in Australian race relations has been a good one. It's been one of integration, intermarriage, and we should celebrate that. But you never, ever hear that from an Aboriginal leader. It's as if we hate each other. Clearly we don't. We're mostly intermarried. There must have been love somewhere.